Hello everyone, I have Chiara ma'am with me today. She is basically from Italy, and if you'll go to her Instagram page, you'll see that she is making these short videos in her actually status stories where she is teaching everyone how to draw right from the scratch. And apart from being a wonderful artist, a generous person, she is the sweetest person I've met. So hello ma'am, how are you?
Hi. Hello, dear.
So how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm also good. So how was pandemic?
Pardon?
How was pandemic? The entire COVID situation, the lockdown, how was the entire period for you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, here in Italy, actually, we are still in lockdown.
Oh,
I don't know. It's really a problem because, of course, many people unfortunately died and had the COVID, and also the economic situation is dramatic, and we hope to work out soon with vaccine, and I hope the situation will come back to normality in short time.
yeah, I hope so too. Yeah. So the entire lockdown thing, I think it was a blessing for you because that's when you started your Instagram page. Like you had your Instagram page, but you started being active on the page, and you started teaching other people,
Yeah.
right?
When first lockdown started, I wonder how to be useful to other people, because in Italy a lot of people were volunteer. And then I thought, how can I volunteer being an artist, just drawing? So I thought that could have been useful for people to pass time learning to draw. And then I thought about teaching to draw just with a simple sheet and one pencil HB.
Right.
And I started to make a simple tutorial, like a pair of lips and an eye, and then a lot of nice people from India started to follow me. And India is such a huge country. I was inspired to draw something Indian, and so I visited India many times in my life.
Oh.
So I know something about Indian culture. And so I thought about something light and popular, something light and not serious, something to amuse people. And so I draw a very famous Indian actor, which is Hrithik Roshan. And I made a tutorial of his portrait, and using just one pencil, a very common pencil, which is an HB. So everybody at home could draw like me, no need of special items or expensive, nothing. And this tutorial had huge success. Also his fan club share, and a lot of people share. And then I keep on drawing some Bollywood actors and actresses that I really like myself, because I also watch some Bollywood movies.
Oh, you do?
With English. Yeah, I do. With English subtitles. In fact, if you see Hrithik portrait, I took from a movie that I like, is Agnipath.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's such a dramatic movie with such excellent actors. Not only Hrithik, but also Sanjay Dutt, I think, and Rishi Kapoor also. They are outstanding actors, actually, because.
Yes.
And I think they are at the same level of Hollywood actor. I mean, because all the world, they just watch Hollywood, but actually there are many other outstanding actors and actresses that worth watching.
True, true. And I'm so happy to hear that, like, you watch Bollywood movies and you actually know the actor whom you are drawing. And also about Agnipat, do you know it's a remake?
Yes, a remake of Big B,
Yes,
right?
yes.
In the 70s. Yeah.
So you know Big B also. I'm so happy to see that you actually know the movie and you love them. It's so good.
Yeah, I love, and I like Big B. Also, he acted in Hollywood big movies like The Great Gatsby.
Yes. So since your usage have been increased since the lockdown, what have you learned new about social media? What is your social media 101? Whoever who is using social media for multiple hours, what do you want to tell them?
Well, I have to tell that Instagram now is not helping people to grow. It's not helping artists to grow. I mean, you have to understand that Instagram is a social media with the goal of making money.
Right.
Because I explain, when Instagram started, was very easy to grow and to get followers, because Instagram wanted many people join and work on it, wanted to create a platform. At that time, I didn't use Instagram very much, just a little, and personally, and not to work and not to draw. So I wasn't interested. When I started to use Instagram as an artist was in 2019, was already very difficult to grow. Difficult to grow. And I said, I don't care. I just use Instagram for my drawing. I don't care about following and so on. But and then happened COVID, and I grow with tutorial. But I would recommend not to rely on Instagram very much, because Instagram can take off visibility whenever he want, because he wants people to spend for advertising to have the same visibility, because Instagram is a business, actually. And the first year was free to attract people, and then now that is plenty of people creating content on Instagram. And then if you want visibility, you have to pay, you have to advertise.
Right.
In fact, after a while, after COVID, I stopped to grow. I grow very fast, and then it's about it's more than 6 months that actually I don't grow. I'm around 60,000, 65,000 followers. Mm-hmm. It's okay for me. It's okay. No problem at all. I mean, I really love what I do. I enjoy. I have wonderful people that follow me and interact with me, and they are growing as an artist. But if somebody wants to live on Instagram and be an influencer and rely on Instagram, I advise them to be very, very careful, because Instagram can give you and Instagram can take away in any moment, in every moment, because there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee. So use Instagram, but don't take it for granted.
Right. So it's very uncertain right now. The uncertainty has increased.
Yeah. And also there is a lot of very good artists with such small following, and they would deserve much more, and they will deserve really much more. But now it's very, very difficult. or you have to spend a lot to advertise yourself. And the price of advertising on Instagram is growing. For example, so I advertise something of my stories, but I have to say that last year the price of advertising was one fifth that it is now.
Okay. It has increased
So
massively.
So I advise to be very careful.
Right, right. And about money, as you said that you have to spend too much to advertise on Instagram, right? But still,
Now, if you want to grow on Instagram, it's very difficult until you advertise. A very famous page share your
story
work,
or post, yes.
or you give a very useful service to people. For example, during lockdown, I was teaching for free, drawing for free, and a lot of people were at home, and it was very useful. Now that a lot of people are not at home, in Italy they are, but not so much. And in India and other countries there is no lockdown. Then teaching, learning to draw is not that useful. But okay, thank God, I don't want to people lock down because they follow me. Of course,
Right.
Of course, yeah.
Right. So, but even if you have to pay money to Instagram if you want to grow, then also in this generation, you know that currently all over the world, people are like looking for ways how to make money, or they are just like running after money, you can say, right? But on the other hand, I saw your profile where you were teaching all this sketching right from the scratch to everyone for free.
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah. Well. Okay. Sure. I think I believe in karma.
Right.
So I believe in karma. Yeah, and I think it's at the end we are all tied. We are one. So. I have my job. My family has a farm. I work. I do the office job, and also I have my commission for a portrait. And not now because there is lockdown, but I have also I give also drawing lessons. But I thought, why don't give something to help people, just not asking something in return. At the end we are all one, so why don't help each other? And actually this my Instagram page give me a lot. Okay, I don't make money on Instagram. I have only a sponsorship. A sponsorship is a debit card. But only one is not a big thing, and the rest is all free. So, but I'm really happy. I feel I'm really enriched doing this. I met wonderful people. I'm still keep meeting wonderful people. So for me, is the best experience, and is much more, all this is much more important than money. Okay, money is important to live comfortably. Okay, but if you make money the only goal of your life, well, I don't know. I mean, okay, if is that what you want, go ahead and do your experience. But personally, I think that when you have enough to live, it's okay. Okay, now there is a big problem because a lot of people, they don't have enough to live. And it's a bad situation.
Right. So, can I say that money doesn't affect you that much? Or the connections you make with people affects you much, or that is more important to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. The connection with people is so much important that making money. I mean, because I already have enough money to live. Okay, but when you have enough money to live, then there are so many things that are so much more important that make money,
Right.
in my opinion.
Yes.
For me, the greatest thing is to meet people, okay, online, but it's the same. Meet people, meet great people, share our experience together, grow together, enrich each other. This is this is priceless. This is priceless.
Okay. So I've seen in your, like, you have written it in your Instagram bio as well, that anyone can draw. You just have to follow the steps. But what are the basic things which you would like to tell someone who is starting from the scratch?
Yeah, sure. If you are starting from scratch to draw, I guarantee you can learn to draw like me or better. It's not a matter of talent. Talent is a myth. And when people start something, and the problem is that they want to learn very fast, and they think actually people that have talent, they learn immediately, and they are immediately able to draw perfectly, and because they are not able, they think they have no talent. This is completely wrong. Actually, our brain is very, very powerful, much more powerful than we think it is. And we use a little percentual of our brain power. So I advise to read a great book, which is Learning with the Right Part of the Brain. Is an American author called Betty Edwards, Learning with the Right Part of the Brain.
Okay. So is it just the book? Yeah, is it just for the people who are starting to sketch, or is it in general for everyone?
For everyone. It's excellent for everyone. And when I read, I made a quantum leap in a week. My drawing was completely changed. Transformed completely. So everybody, because this book help you to reach your full potential and to use the instinctive, not because we use too much the logical part of the brain, the mathematical one, and this is not good for drawing. Because we analyze too much, and this hyper-analyzing it doesn't help us to learn actually. But when you begin to draw, you have to find a feeling. It's a kind of feeling. It's like a baby that learn to walk. Yeah. Actually, walking is a very difficult task. But everybody learn because it's considered normal for every baby to learn to walk. And so every baby is expected to learn, even if it's actually very difficult to walk. It's very, very difficult to get the equilibrium and so on. And what does the baby do? Just keep on trying until he walks. And he fell on the ground many times. It doesn't matter because it's considered normal. What does an average person do when he starts to draw? He or she try a couple of times, 3 times, and then if he doesn't succeed, he thinks he has no talent and stop.
Right. So everybody
And
wants
also,
instant results. That's what you can say.
yeah, yeah.
Everyone is running after some goal, and if they cannot achieve it in one try, then they'll feel that they are a failure, or maybe they cannot. They're not good for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a nonsense. If someone follow, for example, my stories, I'm not advertising because, as you know, my stories are free.
Yes. Yes.
And let's say following my stories, let's say an hour, 3 hours a week. 3 hours a week is not much. You can find 3 hours a week. It's not a big deal. I think in a year he can draw like me.
Okay. So many of the people, you can say that they look at art, or maybe reading a book, drawing a sketch. They look at all these things as a normal escape from their day-to-day life. What is art for you?
Okay. Well, art for me is now is a second job, I would say. And when something became a job, is not an escape, because you have to be very precise.
Right.
But actually, I have to distinct art and creativity from drawing, because drawing is a technique. Art is something much deeper, and also it's difficult to tell what really art is. For example, nowadays art is mostly conceptual. That means that the technique is not that important. The important is what lies behind technique, the idea, the discovery. And it's also very difficult to understand contemporary conceptual art. I have studied it, but art today, I have to say that unfortunately art is very much influenced by commerce, because an artwork is a luxury item, in the sense that people think to buy an artwork when they bought everything else. Because first you buy something to eat and to wear and the shelter, and something that is considered necessary. Art, okay, if you listen to art lovers, they say, oh, art is the most necessary thing in the world. Okay, but first you have to eat. First you have to work. So art is not actually that necessary. Okay, it's very important for the spirit. That's for sure. But art now is an artwork is now most of all a luxury item, and because it's a luxury item, it has to be rare. It has to be a scarcity of it. And nowadays there is no scarcity of artworks, because there are so many excellent artists. So it's not scarce at all. And this makes prices dropping, of course. I have to say this is the truth.
So you said that art is very important for the spirits. That is true. What did you actually mean when you said that?
In my opinion, art is a mixture of skills and creativity. And everybody can be an artist. Okay, then art will be very common, because there will be millions of artists, but who care? Who care? Because actually we are here on the earth to grow. So who care? I mean, art is especially for the spirit. Okay, if a million of artists grow, then art will be commercially worthless, because there will be so many artworks. But humanity will grow, will make a quantum leap. Okay, and this for me is the most important thing, not to sell an artwork for $10 million. that is worthless. That is worthless. I mean, art has not to be an elite. An elite, something for an elite. Art must be for everyone, and everyone has to discover his skills and his creativity. And that's what I'm trying to do, is to help others to become artists, to create. My goal is to create thousands of artists. Maybe it would be great if I can create 1 million of artists, and at their times they create 1 million of other artists, and so on, and make the world a better place.
Right. Like making world a better place, you have said, right? What will make world a better place? What do you think?
Well, to cooperate and help one each other, because we are living in a world of competition. Great competition is better, give better result than a world where nobody do nothing. If nobody do nothing, the world doesn't grow. Okay, then it's better competition. But competition is not the best option, because it's a terrible waste of resource and energy. Society based on competition is highly inefficient. Society will be based on cooperation. So, for example, you and I, we study what can be useful. Okay, it's useful that you are engineer and I'm an architect, for example, or I'm a medical doctor.
No, not for example.
You are engineer, great.
Yeah.
Great. You are great. And I'm, for example, you're engineer, I'm a medical doctor, or you're a medical doctor, I'm an architect. But we decide what we have to do based on cooperation, not competition. And also this is difficult, I know. But the earnings, there cannot be such a huge difference on earnings, because otherwise there will be more and more competition, because everybody wants to make
more money.
To do the job that you earn much money.
Yes.
Okay, it's understandable, but that's create a society which is inefficient, because everybody wants to be a medical doctor or an engineer, and nobody work other works. And also, if they do other works, it's because they are not be able to find something better. Okay. So they don't work properly, and they also feel inferior. And I mean, I disagree, because nobody is inferior to nobody else. If we do this way, we create a very cruel society, yes, in my opinion. And what we have to do is to create a society which is very efficient in help people to grow and do the best they can. Otherwise, and this is the way, in my opinion, because if you look at the past, where differences were stronger. For example, take a century ago. We are women. A century ago, we couldn't work, we couldn't vote, we couldn't do so many things. And also, a century ago, there were colonies, and so some race was a nonsense, where some races were considered inferior to other races, and all that nonsense. And the society was so much arretrated, and there was much more competition, and the competition was cruel because it was based on war. And in Europe, we almost destroyed ourselves with two world wars. Was terrible. So I think the more the society is based on cooperation instead of competition, the more efficient the society becomes.
But I have two questions, like based on what you have said right now. So the first one, you said that instead of being competitive with one another, you should be supporting each other. Is it achievable?
Yeah. Oh, well, it is achievable if people if people learn since primary school to support each other. Otherwise, it's not, because right now people are teaching is based on competition.
Right.
So right now, also people are motivated by competition, are not motivated on cooperation. If they think, a lot of people think that cooperation is kind of boring because they want to win.
Yes.
They want to be better than the other. They want to feel winner. They don't want to be loser, and they want to. Other people, they want to be admired. Admired. Okay. So by now, if you ask people to cooperate, they feel demotivated and bored. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think cooperation will grow when we will be forced to cooperate, when cooperation will be the only way out to the situation. And yes, I think the more we will force to cooperate, the better will become the world.
Right. Yeah. Right. So
that is a big problem.
It is very big problem. Yes, like everybody is competing against each other, and it's just a chaos. But as you said, that war in the earlier days, in the earlier era, you can say, people used to get into war to decide the supremacy. But even today, there is this problem of racism or competition, as I said before. It is still present today, even if it is in small level, or you can say even if it is in lesser quantity, still there is that racism present. Secondly, we also have, like you said, in the earlier days, women couldn't vote, or maybe they couldn't have a say in the important matters. But even today, even if you say that people are grown more aware of all these things, the problem still present in some part of the world, you can say.
Yeah. But in some part of the world, the problem is dramatic because women have not effectively right to vote, like to study. This is some part of the world, in Far East, in some Eastern countries. Right. But thank God, in most of the countries, women have at least nominally the same right as men. They can work, they can vote, they can do everything. So, in my opinion, I say to women, you don't have to care. You don't have to care. I mean, if I meet a man that think that I'm inferior because I'm a woman, who cares? It means that only that he's stupid. I mean, don't care, don't bother. Just go your way, straight your way. Just ignore. I mean, if a lot of people are misogynist and sexist and whatever, I just ignore. I'm not interested in that people. They are like babies that talk on stupid things. So it's their problem. It's not my problem. I'm really not interested.
Right. So you're a lawyer by profession?
No, I'm not a lawyer actually. I went to university, I study law, I have a degree in law,
Okay.
and I specialize in agricultural law, and I just work for my family farm.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'm not a lawyer. I didn't because to be a lawyer in Italy, you after you graduate at university, you have to work 2 years by a lawyer and then pass an exam. And I didn't do that because I wasn't interested to be a lawyer. I don't like tribunals and so on. So I just study law
Okay.
and graduate at university.
Right. So when you said that drawing has become your second job, it's like a job to you right now.
Yeah.
Do you at any point do you think you will switch to drawing as your full-time career or full-time job, the one and only job?
Okay. Actually, a full-time job, be an artist is very uncertain. It's very uncertain because you have to be, first of all, a good commercial because you have to search for commission, and then or you have to have a gallery who represent you. I have an art critic who represent me, and this is a big help, especially to fix the price. But I prefer to that art to be my second job because I feel it's safer and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself actually. And so I feel also more free to do what I like better.
Okay. So,
but it's my choice. It's my choice because I have also most of all my idea of art is much different from market idea of art. So I prefer to go my way.
Yes, as you said that drawing is like art for you. You are doing it as your passion. Yeah. So do you take lectures or do you take classes at home?
I did, but now I are suspended by COVID, for COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we can't, many activities are suspended by COVID. I can have a lesson, online lesson. This I can do easily, but lesson at my home by now are suspended until this COVID situation will be solved. Actually, my what I like better is to teach to people who are convinced they cannot draw. Then is my favorite.
Okay. So you're very passionate about people or making contacts with new people, meeting new people, right?
Yeah, definitely. We exist only in relation with other people. We don't exist alone. We are what we are compared to other people.
Yeah, it's a very.
This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, this is very Indian, I guess, because the more ego, the more sense of the individuality you have, the more you're near the truth, the ultimate truth.
Yes, true. So have you read anything about India or Indian history, maybe mythology?
Oh yeah, of course. Okay. First time I went to India, I was 24, I was graduating. Okay. I visited many holy places. I visited Shirdi, I visited many ashram in the south of India. So I read Bhagavad Gita, I read something of Ramayana, Yoga Vasishta.
Oh.
When sage Vasishta teach to Lord Rama about enlightening. I practice Jnana Yoga, I'm still practicing.
Okay.
And I've read a lot about teaching of the sages. I don't know if you know Ramana Maharshi from Tiruvannamalai, Arunachala. I've been to Arunachala many times. Ramanashram, and also another sage I I still read many times is Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj from Mumbai.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the Indian spirituality has been always so important for me, really. And I think spirituality is universal, and the essential truth is the same for every religion. But in some tradition is more clear, and in other tradition is more mixed to other message that that came after the founder of the religion. Okay.
Yes. And I wanted to ask you, what is that one thing you would like to tell your younger self?
To tell, pardon?
What is that one thing you would like to tell your younger self?
Oh, my younger self, take it easy, take it easier. I was so serious when I was younger, too much. I mean, you have to be, life is already very difficult. You don't have to put more pressure on yourself than the pressure that life effectively puts on you.
Yes.
So I was terribly serious at 24, 25, 20, around 20. Too much. And I remember once I was 25, I went to India alone. I was completely alone.
Okay.
And I went to Arunachal and passed almost 2 months making a lot of spiritual practice, an hard one, not talking with anybody, meditating all day, walking barefoot around Arunachala Hill, and walking barefoot for a Western is quite hard because you destroy your feet first time. And I was, actually, I made a lot of practice, yogical practice, but actually, after a while, I understood that the way to truth is how you interact with other people. Especially in Kali Yuga, especially in this time, you have to we have to help each other. We have to be gentle and loving with each other, and this is the best spiritual practice, in my opinion.
That is the best learning I'm taking from you today.
No, I'm not teaching anything, dear.
No. I mean, this is something very simple, or you can say very casual. This is the thing we all know. Like, we have to help others, or we have to be supportive to each other. But still, when it comes to actually living that sentence, a single sentence, we just forget about it and we get into competition, or we just get so much self-consumed, you can say.
Yes, another thing. Don't care about other people's opinion. I mean, you have to care only to do the right thing, to help others, to be useful to others, etc. But then, when you do that, you don't have to care at all about other people's opinion, really. And this is something I have learned not so early in life. If I would know at 20, I would have been a much better person. They judge based on money, how successful you have been, how good you are at school. Okay, you have to study at school, but if a lot of people are not that brilliant, you don't have to consider themselves inferior because they are not that brilliant. You have to help them because if you are more brilliant. Okay.
So, living your life morally. You have to set
Yeah,
your
yeah,
moral
yeah.
grounds.
Okay. Don't judge other if they are
Yes,
not moral, because
right.
otherwise you pass all your day judging, and this is not good.
Yes.
But living your life,
Your own
living
life.
your life based on love, universal love.
Okay, okay. So you would just have to think about yourself when it comes to implementing the teachings which you have learned, and instead of judging others, you have to first start from yourself.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
You have visited India, as you said, more than once or twice, you can say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I've been 20 times.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, between 1992 and 2009. Actually, I have to come back because it's more than 10 years that I don't visit India.
Please come.
I've been in Mumbai, and in Bangalore, and in Chennai, and some Kerala, and some Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, and Tamil Nadu. Around Tamil Nadu, I visit some many holy places. Yeah,
Okay.
I never been in the north. I have the north also.
So next time when you'll come to India, we'll plan a trip to north, because I have also never been to north side.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I would like to visit, Srinagar, Rishikesh, and Kedarnath.
Oh,
I would love to Kedarnath, yeah.
Yeah, please come there. Then what is one thing from India which you like the most?
Oh, one thing, many things. The people, but okay, if I have to say that the thing I like the most is the silence. I mean, India is very crowded.
Yeah.
It's very busy. It's very full of people and whatever. But when you close your eyes and meditate, it's much easier to meditate than in in any other place that I visited, included my country.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a superficial noise and traffic and people and everything, but it's very superficial. Behind all this, there is a powerful silence, and this is what I like the most of India.
Okay. Okay. So as you said, Mumbai, I live 3 hours from Mumbai, 3 hours from Shirdi. I live in Pune, by the way. And
Great.
yeah, Bangalore is like, most of my relatives live in Bangalore. I'm from Karnataka. So
yeah, Bangalore is it's beautiful. Bangalore is a beautiful town and a great climate also.
Oh yes, I personally I'm in love with Bangalore and Mysore, if you know Mysore. So
Mysore, Mysore is wonderful. Mysore, I love Mysore.
Yeah. So it is settled then. The next time you are coming to India, you're like letting me know when you're coming to India. We are going to meet and plan a trip to north.
Oh, great! That would be a great pleasure. It would be a great pleasure. Yeah.
And I'm coming to Italy, by the way. Whenever.
Yeah, you have to. You have to, absolutely. You have to. I will guide you.
Yes, please do. Please do. I would just say thank you very much for showing your generosity.
I thank you.
No, I've learned a lot from you. Like, it was just a casual talk, but it was very helpful for me. And I wish you like all the happiness, and do come to India and be the kind soul that you are. And thank you very much.
Thank you. I thank you, dear. Really. I'm really grateful. For your passion and that you gave me the opportunity to talk what is more important for me. So thank you very much.
It was a pleasure meeting you, like talking to you. It was a pleasure even chatting with you, because I was so happy when you said yes for this session.
Yeah, of course, why not? Of course.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and have a very nice day.
Yeah. Have a great day too, dear. Happy Holi.
Thank you. Happy Holi to you.
Happy Holi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.